And thanks for inviting us in on this Friday night. It's now 11 o'clock, and we want to begin this evening with this rift among Indiana Republicans that now has the White House getting involved. Senate leaders say tonight they won't meet to vote on redistricting because there's not enough support. But Governor Mike Braun said today lawmakers need to show up. So tonight our Alex Almanza is breaking down reaction and digging into what's next.
Indiana's redistricting fight is changing course. Senate leaders say the votes simply aren't there, even as pressure grows from Washington. On Friday, Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray announced the Senate will not return in December to vote on redistricting, saying Republicans don't have enough support to change Indiana's congressional map. Governor Mike Braun pushed back within minutes in a statement urging lawmakers to, quote, show up and vote for fair maps.
We usually redraw the district lines every 10 years after a U.S. census, recognizing the population grows and shifts. But we haven't had a census. In August, the president requested that states like Indiana redraw district lines for Congress to benefit the Republicans in the upcoming congressional midterms.
But that pressure from the Trump administration has been building for weeks. In October, Politico reporting President Trump called Indiana Senate Republicans during a private caucus meeting. And today, Politico also reports Trump's team is now summoning lawmakers to the White House as early as next week. 13 News has independently confirmed one of those invitations. Republican State Senator Jean Leising told 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker Leising was invited and declined. Leising has already gone on the record opposing redistricting.
No, I won't change my mind. I'm a person that when I'm committed on an issue, I stay committed.
Experts say without Senate support, redistricting is unlikely to happen this cycle, even as national Republicans look for states where they can gain seats ahead of 2026.
That says a lot about Hoosiers and their perspectives and what would have changed the institution irrevocably. 13
News has reached out to the White House for comment, but did not immediately hear back. In Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
In the last 10 minutes, Republican State Senator Aaron Freeman also confirmed to our State House reporter Emily Longnecker that he has been invited to the White House next week. He says he plans to make that trip. Senator Freeman has not stated where he stands publicly on redistricting. Emily and our Dustin Grove will be following these redistricting developments on Sunday's edition of Crossroads Politics. You can catch that new episode at 10 o'clock Sunday morning over on WTHR+. Tonight at 11, investigators are now working to figure out what led to that crash that killed a National Guardsman today and injured 3 others. All of this unfolding on I-65 in Boone County, not far from the I-865 interchange. Now, according to the sheriff's office tonight, we won't learn the names of the people involved until the National Guard notifies family members. But here's what we do know. The soldiers were on their way from their home armory to Camp Atterbury for some training. A spokesperson for the National Guard told us tonight 2 Humvees were traveling in a convoy. One of them flipped over and ejected the 4 guardsmen.
Obviously, each crash is different. Some can be quicker than others. I would say this is going to be taking a little more lengthy on time just because of all the moving pieces with it and having the military involved.
Today's crash also involved 2 civilian vehicles. Investigators say tonight that the drivers of those cars retreated on the scene. Now to an unexpected plea deal that brings an end to a murder trial for a man who's charged with killing an Indiana state trooper. Eddie Jones is now pleading guilty to resisting law enforcement, causing the death, attempted aggravated battery, and attempted battery with a deadly weapon. Jones was on trial for leading state police on a chase in a stolen car back in June of 2023. Jones hit and killed State Trooper Aaron Smith, who was deploying stop sticks to end the chase. We talked with his dad.
Aaron's always going to be missed. He was one heck of a cop. One heck of a kid, actually. He was one of those boys that just never caused us any trouble. So his legacy will live on.
That plea agreement includes a 50-year fixed sentence with 40 years in prison and 10 years of probation. A new vision tonight for bringing increased security to the heart of Indianapolis. IMPD just named a new commander to lead the safety plan for downtown Indy. Shane Foley will transition from the police department's North District, where he was a shift captain. Foley told us today violent crime and property crime are declining in downtown Indy. He went on to tell us he wants people to feel safe there. Foley says he is committed to bringing people together to address any public safety concerns. He officially steps into his commander role on November 25th. Well, tonight at 11, the FAA is now announcing plans to roll back some of those flight restrictions put in place because of the government shutdown. That shutdown ended Wednesday night. Now, FAA leaders say they are cutting mandatory flight reductions from 6% to 3% beginning tomorrow. Indianapolis International Airport is among 40 airports across the country impacted by those reductions. The Transportation Secretary has said you may see restrictions until staffing at air traffic control facilities stabilizes and safety metrics improve. Tonight, a chimpanzee at the Indianapolis Zoo is back in her enclosure after escaping briefly this morning. Zoo leaders say the chimp was spotted outside the International Chimpanzee Complex around 10 this morning. They placed the Indianapolis Zoo on immediate lockdown. We were told that they sedated the chimp and returned her to her exhibit. Thankfully, no one was injured.